so day one, we are making a salad. We are making some chicken right now. And we're gonna have spinach, apples. The dressing is olive oil, lemon, and shallot, and salt and pepper. I'll put that in the description. Then what else are we putting in it? Maybe some almonds? We'll see. Okay, so that was day one. Overall, like, the cooking aspect of it was like a little bit more than we would normally do, but it wasn't like super hard. I would say that the toughest part of today was not having any caffeine. We were pretty tired throughout the day, but I read that that's pretty normal, and so hopefully that kind of is a good thing, actually, you know. Weaning my body off of caffeine and feeling a little off today will eventually lead to feeling a lot better in the future. So, happy day one. Okay, so it's day two, and I definitely had a dream that I screwed up the diet by eating potato chips. Great. So for dinner tonight, I am making what would normally be chicken tortellini soup. I make this all the time, but we are going to be substituting the tortellini for rice today. So the recipe stays similar, and I'll give you that recipe. It's my mom's recipe, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, one other thing is that I normally just use a rotisserie chicken and then just take the meat off of the chicken for this recipe, but today I have to do it the old-fashioned way because there was some stuff in the rotisserie chicken that we couldn't eat for the elimination diet. So we are going to boil the chicken in some vegetables and make our own chicken stock. So first thing I'd say is that I am definitely not a chef, but I do my best. I'm able to cook for myself and for Jared. Jared also cooks, but sometimes I just like to be bossy in the kitchen, as he'll tell you. So I am just putting this whole raw chicken, I'm taking it out of its packaging, taking the giblets out, and then I'm going to put it in a giant soup pot. I'm going to fill it with water, so there's about 2 inches of water above the top of the chicken. I'm gonna salt the water. I'm going to add, oh, this is so gross. This is really so gross. Are there even giblets in here? I'm just gonna say no. Where was I? So, let me wash my hands quick. Okay, I'm back. I just put the chicken in the pot. Here, I'll show you. Hello, little chicken. And now I'm going to quarter an onion, put a few stalks of celery in, and put a few baby carrots in. And then I'm going to boil the chicken. Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. The chicken looks gross, like really gross, right? But I'm going to set this on like medium heat, and then I'm going to cut up the celery, the quartered onion, and the baby carrots to put in there. Then we will let it boil for about an hour. Let's give you a nice little chop. And you can go in. Give you a good handful. Okay, I need some salt. Gonna give her a big thing of salt. You know, just like, that's probably good. Stir. And then I'm gonna, you know, put a lid on her. Okay, let's check how our chicken is doing. Oh, getting a little steamy. Looking good though.
1 hour later.
Okay, it's been an hour, so it's time to take our girl out and let her cool before we take the meat off of her. I'm gonna go right through, yeah. Oh, she's wet. Gross. I'm probably gonna have to let her cool for like a very long time before she's gonna be ready, because otherwise it's just too hot to take the meat off. So this is the most glamorous part of making this soup, is deboning the chicken. Okay, so we chopped up a few more onions, a few more stalks of celery, a few more carrots. Jared is chopping up the red pepper right now. We have some spinach that we're gonna put in at like the last minute. We poured a cup of rice into the soup. And what else? I'm gonna add some spices, but just that's kind of like to taste. So you can taste the broth and see if it needs salt, pepper. I haven't added like any pepper yet, so I'll probably do that. And maybe I'll add some like oregano and basil. Okay, last step. Gonna add some spinach, just for like 1 minute. Finish up the spinach, then we'll be ready to go. And the final and the final results. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Good morning. I was trying to think, is it the morning of the 8th or the morning of the 9th? I don't know. But today I'm making some oats, some gluten-free rolled oats. I guess you have to be careful with these because some oats, even if they say they're gluten-free, were made in a gluten factory, so you have to be kind of careful about that. But these ones are certified gluten-free from Thrive Market. And I'm gonna add some banana, and I can add some pure maple syrup. I'm not supposed to add too much, but pure maple syrup is allowed to sweeten things, so excited for that. I haven't really decided what I'm gonna eat for today. My stomach's feeling pretty good. I'm hoping that this is kind of like the turnaround, you know, like that my gut is gonna start feeling just like happy and healthy, because it's been kind of a long process, you know, like days 4 and 5, I had stomach pain that was like really bad, kind of going through withdrawals of dairy and gluten and sugar and caffeine, especially doing all those at the same time. I think my body was just like, no. I think even after I got through that like withdrawals process, I was still like so unbelievably gassy, like more gassy than I normally am. So I was like, okay, am I eating something that I really shouldn't be eating, or is this just part of the process? And I talked to my doctor yesterday, or I sent him a message, and I'm waiting to hear back. But from what I've read, that is just kind of part of the process, that your body just like needs time to adjust, and it's gonna go through some changes for sure. But I'm hoping that today is kind of, you know, the day that it all turns around, and it feels that way. My gut feels pretty good today, so stay tuned. So these are the oats. Normally I do overnight oats and have them cold, but I was just craving something warm for breakfast this morning. I've been having a lot of smoothies, so. So it's been a week of the elimination diet, and I think it's going well. The first couple days were really tough, which is what I expected. Like, my gut was not feeling good at all. My body was really wanting some foods that I've been feeding it forever. But today, I'm feeling like my stomach is in a really good place for the first time in a long time. And I'm hoping that this is kind of like the turnaround for me. Cooking has been pretty good. We have the time to do it right now in quarantine, which is great. So I've really enjoyed cooking. I'm also feeling really lucky that I have some like stable meals that I can order in. Like my salad place is in the elimination diet, or like what I get there is in the elimination diet, and I can get Chipotle that's in the elimination diet. So, when I'm not feeling like cooking, I have some options that I don't like just, completely break down and eat the wrong things, So feeling pretty good there, and I'm also feeling pretty hopeful for the next couple weeks. I know that it's gonna be tough because this has only been 1 week and it's already been pretty tough. I definitely miss caffeine and I miss eggs in the morning, but I don't really have a problem cooking without gluten or dairy, that's been decently easy. So I'm hoping that I can stick through the next 2 weeks and that y'all will stick along with me.